Healy for 2. Babson for 2. For 2. Tariq McCallie for 2. Commonall for 2. Drew Healy for 2. Jaworski for 3. Foul's called on Babson, number 24, Andrew Jaworski, his first, team first. Camo for 3. Matthews for 2. Fouls called on Babson, number 22. That's Bradley Jackson's first. Team first. Team second direction. At the line for Salem State, number 10, Rayshaw Matthews.
So now we're back. Just don't make a scoreboard with those. Something was messed up with the audio. Do a scoreboard, but don't use the clock. Just use the clock for the time. And so Salem State's bringing it back up now. Rashawn Matthews passes off. In the corner there. No good. Second chance.
Babson having to scramble there to try to contain Drew Healy, and then he gets off an easy layup there anyway.
So Salem State now leading Babson 13-12.
Healy's already had 3 easy looks inside.
Babson passes back out, and that's good. 22, Bradley Jacks. So Bradley Jacks, 6'7", also can shoot from outside a little bit. Dynamic player in the Babson offense. And that's going to be good there from Matthews.
Another strong drive from Matthews. He's gotten going here early.
So Salem State and Babson trading points, tied 15 all now. Both offenses working quickly at the beginning of this game.
Whoa.
Babson player passes off there. There's a 3.
Jaworski falls, gets back up, and then hits an inside-out 3.
Nice recovery there from Jaworski. So now Babson leads 18-15. Babson. There's Santos now inside to Drew Healy, and that's going to be good for Drew Healy.
Jaworski got switched onto him in a little screen exchange, and he took advantage of the mismatch.
Inside there, nice cut.
Another backdoor from Babson. They're really taking advantage of Salem State's over-aggressive defense.
Frank Oftering was the player who made that shot. Here's Matthews. Matthews driving in, and that's good from him. So Rashawn Matthews having a nice game so far. There's Jax driving in.
Oh, big block from Drew Healy.
Matthews brings it back up. Passes off. Nice.
Strong drive.
Nice jump there. Shaq Murphy. 21-20 now. Salem State over Babson. There's Babson. Ulrichsen. Ulrichsen up. That's good. So points coming quickly for both teams here. We're not even 7 minutes in, and already 43 points combined in the game. So both offenses playing very aggressively.
Neither defense playing particularly well either.
And that's going to be a travel there. And Macaulay did not like that call.
Brandon Johnson coming in to the game for Jaworski.
So some substitutions here for both sides. So now Babson bringing it back. Ulrichsen dribbles up. Ulrichsen guarded by Murray. Pass in the corner, there's a shot. No good there. Healy corrals that one. There's Murray. Murray to Sean Bryan, recently entered the game. And Babson, there's a turnover there.
Back-to-back turnovers.
Ulrichsen.
Salem State offense.
Inside to Jax. Jax bodying up. And it's no good. Shut down by the Salem State defense there.
Another block from Drew Healy. I think he has 2 or 3 already.
And that is not going to be good. Second chance will be good there from Macaulay.
Bad transition defense there from Babson. Did not get back and left it easy 2 for Macaulay.
Ulrichsen now looking for a man inside. Shot there. Second chance again. That one's going to be good from Frank Oftring. So another second chance rebound there for Babson.
Good concentration to pick up his own missed shot and then finish on the other side.
Salem State up. That's good. Shaq Murray. 25-24 now, Salem State again. Both teams trading points. There's Oftring with the little hook. No good there. That's going to go back to Babson. Number 2 for Babson, Julian Alexis comes in, subbing in for Ulrichsen. For Babson, number 15, Alex Santos returns back to the game. So Babson now passing the ball in. And now it's going to go back to Salem State. So turnover there for Babson.
Looked like Brandon Johnson, who was inbounding, thought his teammate was going to be in a different spot there. A little miscommunication by Babson.
So now Mascot brings the ball up for Salem State. 31, Timoteo Bailey, also recently checked into the game. Up with it there is Bryan, and that's good for Sean Bryan.
Bryan had a big game yesterday against Tufts. He had 21 points on 4 for 5 shooting from 3.
Shot there, no good. Salem State rebound, now they're going to take it back the other way. Dribble around there. Drive up, and it's stolen there by Babson. Alexis runs with it. Now he'll slow it down. Passes off to Jax, who's playing at the top.
Oh, deep
coming out. 3 is good. Kamenal takes a deep shot there, and he ties his game at 27.
That was from NBA range.
Mascot. Back to Bryan. Bryan drives with it. Up with it is Bryan. That's good. Spins around the rim, but falls. Nice finish there, as you said, from him. So Kamenal has the ball now. Another deep 3. That's good. I think Kamenal's made a few 3s, and they're not in it, no wall scrapers. He's taking them from well beyond the arc.
Salem State not making the adjustment on defense. You gotta, if a guy hits 1 from that deep the first time, you gotta cover him on the second time.
With Bryan double team there. Bailey up with it.
Blocked from behind
Second
by
chance.
Jax.
No good. Jax can hold on to it. That's going to go back to Salem State. So Babson cannot corral the rebound, and they suffer again. They're going to cede a possession to Salem State. Both teams having trouble under the boards thus far. Last second chance points. Inside to McCauley. McCauley now takes it back out. There's Bryan. Bryan from 3. That's good. Sean Bryan moves Salem State back ahead of Babson, 32-30.
Bryan, a very versatile player coming off the bench. He's already shown he can finish inside and shoot from outside.
3 from Alexis there. That's offline. Knocks it away, and Babson is a little just confusion there. It's going to go back to Babson. Salem State coach is not happy about that.
Good hustle from Brandon Johnson there to keep it alive.
Matthews is going to check back into the game. So Babson ball now. So we'll do that again. And another Salem State substitution. Healy will check back into the game now. McCauley will take a seat. Here's the Babson inbounds pass. Brandon Johnson passes it off to Oftring. Here's Alexis. Alexis out and up, but no good there. It's a shot from Coulahan. Jack Coulahan now in the game. There's Santos. There's going to be a call there. That's going to be a Babson ball, a Salem State turnover. So another costly turnover there.
Santos tried to get a little too fancy there, and he got called for a carry.
So both teams playing fast and loose with the ball so far. Alexis will take it now, guarded by Matthews. There's Johnson. 3 from Jax is no good. And now Salem State running with it. Shot there from deep, no good. But rebound by Babson. Sorry, Salem State. Up with it is Healy, that's no good. Babson trying to get that rebound again, and they do. There's Sean Bryan now. Salem State, Salem State corralling a lot of their own second chance rebounds. So now Salem State. There's Healy, and now stolen. Johnson's running with it. Slows it down. Fakes the 3. Now there's an actual 3 from Johnson, no good. Now Salem State takes it back. Sean Bryan now. Bryan into Healy,
pass.
open lane.
Great pass.
Nobody was on Healy, he's wide open. So.
Bryan looked off the help side defender who was covering Healy, and when the defender came over, Healy was wide open. Great play from Bryan.
Shot there that's gonna be good again. Jaworski makes another 3.
Andrew Jaworski for 3.
Salem State now up 34-33. There's Rashawn Matthews, that's no good there. And Jax goes up, and that's gonna be a foul. So he'll go to the line for 2. So nice cutaway there, and he'll pick up the foul anyway.
Team second at the line for Babson, number 22, Bradley Jax.
Jax with his first shot here. That's gonna be good. That brings Babson even with Salem State, 34-34.
Salem State head coach Chris Harvey has been in the ref's ear the past minute or so. He's not happy about several calls that have happened in the last few possessions.
Can really see him getting into it over there. So now Salem State back with it. Matthews from man. Shot there is good. That's going to be good for Shaq Murray.
Murray's really heating up here.
There's Julian Alexis. There's Jax. Alexis with the wide open 3. No good though, rims out. Murray now. Murray in the corner, running around. There's Matthews. Back to Matthews.
Good defense from Jax on Healy inside. He's not letting him get the ball.
Matthews up with it. And that's going to be a foul. 2 shots.
Alexis tried to slide in to take the charge. Looked like he was a little late and possibly inside the circle and the key there.
Foul's called Babson, number 2, Julian Alexis, his first, team third. At the line for Salem State, number 10, Risha Matthews.
Here's Matthews' shot. First one's no good.
Second game now for Salem State, number
Checking back in is McCauley. Taking a seat will be Bailey, so Tarek McCauley back into the game. Second shot from Matthews is also not going to be good, so he goes 0 for 2 at the line. Babson now running it back. There's Johnson. Fakes there and off. There's a big hit there from Alexis, but Bryan still goes up with it. No good. Jaworski corrals that rebound, now passes off to Ulrichsen, so Babson will slow it down a little bit. Just under the 5-minute mark approaching here. Salem State up against Babson, 37-35.
Big block from Healy.
Healy blocks Jax there. Ball bouncing around.
Another few deflections from Alexis there. He's really getting his hands in the passing lane.
There's Murray, and it goes off the side of the backboard. Sean Bryan dribbling now. Slows it down a little bit.
Good decision from Bryan to slow it down there.
Shot
Salem
clock.
State's not organized.
Shot clock winding down, but second chance from Healy. Goes back into it. Salem State largely the game now. They lead by 4. There's going to be a timeout there. Babson timeout. So we got our first chance to take a little bit of a breather before this game. So I don't know if you were looking at each of these teams beforehand, strengths and weaknesses, but what do you, from what we've seen so far, what does Babson have going for it? What do they need to do?
Well, Babson has their 2 really strong scorers, Comanail and Jax, both averaging 19 and 18 points a game respectively. And we saw Comanail hit a few incredibly deep threes earlier. And we've seen Jax get to the basket, also hit a couple outside shots. So Babson needs to just continue to work through those 2 guys on offense. And on offense, they're scoring fine. They're scoring at a fine rate. It's just on defense they need to find a way to shut down Murray and Bryan and a couple other guys that have really been able to pick them apart. Matthews as well has gotten to the basket several times against this Babson defense.
Both these teams certainly don't have trouble scoring, we've seen so far. So we're back in play here. There's Ulrichsen. Ulrichsen to Jax from deep. No good. Now Salem State has it. Murray. Back to Matthews. Matthews to Bryan. Bryan with the spin move.
Ooh.
Oh, but he loses it there. Ulrichsen now. There's Jaworski. That's going to go back the other way.
Bryan tried to get a little too fancy there with the behind-the-back pass. And then Babson unable to control the ball in transition.
Had a nice look until he lost it. So now Matthews brings it back for Salem State. There's Bryan. Bryan looks around. Murray. Murray now drives in, spins around himself and loses it. Pass inside to Jax.
Great
Jax
ball
to
movement.
Jaworski. An excellent ball movement there.
Good spatial awareness from Jax, realizing that he had a man behind him and he could just throw it to him for the easy layup.
Now Murray with the ball. Inside is Healy. And Jax is going to get that rebound.
Healy was demanding the ball for most of that possession. They were trying to work it into him, but Jax does a good job neutralizing him for the most part.
Ulrichsen. Shot there is going to be good. Again, Nick Comanail. Another three-pointer from him.
Bryan doing a good job getting in his face, but Comanail just playing better offense.
So now Matthews. Back to Bryan. Bryan long pass to Murray. Inside to Healy. Ooh. And that's going to be a travel, so Healy's not happy about that one.
Oh.
And he just got teed up. So
Healy not happy about a couple plays the past few possessions where he thought he got fouled.
So Babson's going to be able to take a free shot there. It's going to go to Comanail. And yeah, Healy was fired up after that one, and he probably knew what was coming, but wanted to display his anger. Comanail doesn't make that.
It's a rare miss from Comanail. He's a 93% free throw shooter this season.
He'll be taking his next shot. That one's good. So now it's going to be Babson ball, and Salem State is going to call a quick 30-second timeout. So So just building off what we were saying before, what's the Salem State? What have you seen so far with them?
We were just talking about Healy. He's getting a lot of looks inside. It seems like Babson's made a bit of an adjustment. They're doing a lot better on the weak side, sort of having a man help Jax, who's normally guarding him, sort of helping him on the backside and kind of preventing Salem State from working it into him. That said, he's still gotten a lot of offensive rebounds, little tip-ins. I think if Babson can continue to sort of frustrate Healy, then they'll be in good shape on defense. They also really need to contain Brian, who's gotten to the basket several times. Also, Murray has been hot from outside.
So both these teams having multiple dynamic options for scoring. So Babson now reclaims the lead, 41-39, and they'll have the ball too after that technical. There's Jaworski, mid-range shot, no good from him. Salem State now has it.
Not a great shot early in the shot clock from Jaworski. It was fading away and sort of awkward mid-range too. I think Babson could have gotten something better if they spent a little more time with it.
There's Murray. To Matthews. Matthews goes in with it. He's going to be fouled. He's not happy about that one.
He wanted a shooting foul, but it looks like they're going to call it on the ground.
22, Bradley Jacks, his second, team fourth.
So looks like with Jax having 2 fouls, he'll let the bench roll a little bit. Number 30, Oftring comes back in for him.
Last time Oftring was in, Healy took advantage. Let's see what they do here.
Pass inside, broken up. Alexis tries to save it. Salem State gets that one back. They're running with it. McCauley up, and that's good.
It's never a good idea to save a ball going out of bounds under your own basket, and essentially creates a 4-on-5 situation, and Salem State able to take advantage.
Jaworski looking around. Inside there, easy
Great
cut. There's Oftring right where the pass was, so.
Healy got a little lazy on the weak side, and Oftring able to take advantage despite his size disadvantage there against Healy.
Salem State now. Mid-range shot there is no good. And now Babson will take it back. This Commonale passing off to Ulrichsen. Now cut to Commonale, a little too aggressive. I think the pass just flew his hands there.
Oftring set a nice back screen on Commonale's man, but number 5 Ulrichsen delivered it with a little too much pepper.
So now just under a minute here. So both teams taking their last shots or 2 shots of the quarter. Sorry, the half. There's Murray. Santos.
Flare to the corner for Murray.
Murray in the corner. No good. Second chance there. Matthews goes up, but then Ulrichsen will steal that one. A little bit of a tussle there. Matthews got it back.
Great hustle.
It's going to go back to Babson. Oh, sorry, Babson timeout. Salem State timeout to save that one.
Great hustle from Matthews there, creating an extra possession with 35 seconds left. It looks like
30-second timeout.
they should reset the shot clock here to 35, but we'll see. Either way, creating another possession for his team. Great work from Matthews.
And both teams have really been going all out here. You can tell that well, I mean, it's not much, but it is a tournament, so there is a title at stake. And for Salem State knocking off Tufts yesterday in a bit of an upset, they're hungry for it. Babson looking to reclaim some hardware after last year, or defend their title. They won the 2016 Big Four Challenge against Brandeis. So both teams have a lot to play for here. And we will play the rest of this half, 35 seconds left, with this inbounds pass to McCauley, off to Murray.
Looks like they're going to hold it, try to run the shot clock, or try to run the game clock down so Babson doesn't get much of a chance on the other end.
Here's Santos.
Back
Inside.
door.
That's good from Murray.
It looked like Jaworski there got caught looking at the ball handler, and Murray took advantage with a smart backdoor cut there. A lot of backdoor cuts so far this game.
So Babson now will take last shot here with 8 seconds left. Ulrichsen
Trying to get it to Comanale, their hot shooter.
Comanale from deep, and that's no good. And we have completed one half here. 43 Salem State, and Babson also 43. So as we enter halftime, we're all tied up here. So we will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about highlights of the first half and what we're looking for in the second half. But don't go anywhere. Exciting second half and a conclusion to this entertaining Big Four tournament coming up. And we're back. Welcome back to Cousins Gymnasium for this Big Four championship game between Salem State and Babson. And if you missed the first half, you missed a barn burner of an offensive game. 43-43 is our score heading into the second half. And we saw both teams take a lot of shots and not do a lot of other things. Harris, what did you see in that half that stood out to you?
Well, you know, I'm sure both head coaches on either team were screaming at their respective teams at the locker room at halftime to just step it up on defense. We've seen a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of easy putbacks, a lot of sort of miscommunications. We've seen backdoor cuts from just sort of lazy defense, leading to some easy baskets. So I think the key to the second half for either team is who's going to make the adjustment on defense to prevent these easy baskets.
Mm-hmm. And you feel like the team that makes the adjustment is going to be the one that wins. Like, you know, whoever gets it first has the best chance of pulling away.
For sure.
So we'll see if any team decides to lock down their defense, or if we get more of the same offensive barn burner. So we're back now, entering the second half of this championship game. Babson's going to start with the ball. Jack's at the top. Passes off to Jaworski. There's Johnson. Back to Jaworski. Ulrichsen drives in with it. Little floater there and one. So Shaheim Ulrichsen gets Babson started off on the right foot here with 2 quick points.
It was a good first possession for Babson. They worked it around a couple times, took their time, were patient, and they got a good drive and a layup from Ulrichsen.
And that second shot is not good. So Salem State bringing it back now. Matthews has it at the top. Matthews passes off to McCauley. McCauley in the corner, now back up to Murray. Murray up with it. No good there. Babson takes that rebound.
Sort of an out-of-control finish there from Murray as Jax finishes on the other end.
The ball got quickly down the court that time. Jax handles the pass, makes that 2. Matthews passes to McCauley. McCauley from deep, no good. Babson takes that one back. There's Ulrichsen. Ulrichsen drives up, no good there. Babson tries to tip that rebound. Salem State's still gonna have it. There's Santos up, that's good.
Alex Santos, 4-2.
Both teams are keeping running here. Pass to Johnson. Salem State, Healy and Johnson tied up. No, Jack's up with it. That's no good. Jack's trying to get that rebound, cannot. So Matthews now has it. Matthews driving in. Over to Murray in the corner. Murray baseline, and that's gonna be good. Little finger roll there from Shaq Murray.
We've seen him do that a couple times, drive on the baseline, and he has a great little hop step that he does to get a little extra space to finish the layup.
Ulrichsen now to Jaworski, little jumper there. Salem State now has it back. Here's Matthews. Matthews passes off to McCauley. McCauley goes baseline.
Ooh, a block.
That's good.
That was Ulrichsen.
So it's going to be Salem State ball now under the hoop.
Can't say I agree with that. It looked like he was pretty set there. I might, if I was the ref, I would be tempted to give it to him, call a charge, but
That's going to go back with Salem State again. The pass broken up.
good communication there from the refs. Looks like the original call was incorrect, and they talked about it and got it right.
Yep, so Babson now, recipient of that overturned call. They'll get the ball. Here's Ulrichsen. It's going to be a foul called under the hoop. So Babson now gets it.
Looked like Santos, they thought he was.
Foul's called on Salem State's number 15, Alex Santos, his second, team second of the half.
And quick pass there, backfires on Babson as they're called for an out of bounds.
Ulrichsen was not established on the court. He was still coming in from out of bounds, so it looks like they're going to give it back to Salem State.
So now here's Matthews. Matthews driving in with it. Up. Tries to navigate traffic. Can't, and it's going to be Babson ball.
Looked like Jack's got a finger or two on that. Deflected it. He's already had a few blocks this game.
Now Ulrichsen brings it back. There's Jax. Now Ulrichsen at the top. There's Jax, and that's a travel. So another turnover there, back to Salem State. So 2 back-to-back Babson sloppy turnovers.
Jack's got a little ahead of himself there. He got a little excited that he finally got the ball in the post.
Now here's Matthews. Passes off to Santos. There's McCauley, back to Matthews. Santos. Tries to go inside to Healy. Healy establishes position, gets his shot there. Drew Healy puts Salem State back on top. Now Jax, back to Johnson. Back to Jax. Here's Ulrichsen. And that's going to be, it's going to go to Babson. They're saying it was off Salem State.
Healy didn't get a block
Salem
on there, but he made Ulrichsen kind of reconsider his decision to go up for a layup, and then he made sort of a sloppy pass that ended up costing them the ball.
So Salem State now has the ball back. Murray to Santos. Santos fighting a double team. That's good from him.
Santos using his strength there against the smaller Comendale to get a little floater off.
Now here's a Babson ball. Deep shot there from Johnson. No good. Matthews passes off. No good there from Murray. Now here's Comendale. Shot from Jaworski, and that rims out. Salem State now has it back. Looking to build on their already 4-point lead here. That's up with it from Murray. Salem State now opened up a 6-point lead in this game of back and forth. That's pretty big.
We talked about those backdoor cuts we've seen a lot of, and Murray taking advantage of a lazy defense from Babson.
And here's Jax. Jax up. That's good. So Babson stops the bleeding there.
Jax realizing that the offense had kind of broken down and
That's
creating his own offense.
Matthews for 3.
Matthews makes a 3 there.
I think that was actually Santos, but
So Santos. No good there from him. Shot there. It's not going to be good from Ulrichsen. There's going to be a timeout here called Salem State. So full timeout from Salem State. They lead 55-49. So what have you thought about this half so far? Has anything changed for either team?
It seems like so far both teams are sticking to their game plans on offense. We've seen Salem State run a couple little like flare screen actions that they were running a lot in the first half. Both teams trying to push it in transition, obviously. Shots have just not been falling, especially for Babson, quite at the same pace as the first half. So we'll see what Babson's going to talk it over, see if they can get maybe a little bit more of a structured possession They had a great first possession where they moved it around and got an easy layup, but so far, besides that, they haven't gotten much going.
And a few turnovers hurting Babson too. Some sloppy plays that, you don't really, no margin for error when you're playing a back and forth high-powered offense game. If you're trying to score more and fast than the other person, then you can't afford to waste possessions like that. So we'll see if they clean it up here. We're just under 14 minutes in this half. The Big Four championship game is winding down. So Babson, again, as I said, looking to defend their title from last year. Salem State made to the championship game for the 5th time in 9 seasons. First time since 2014. Babson looking to become the all-time leader in Big Four titles. This preseason tournament's been going on for a few years. So we'll see what happens here. Salem State getting ready to inbound it in. That's Sean Bryan to Matthews. Ball bouncing around.
Good defense there from Ulrichsen to force that turnover.
There's Jaworski to Cominale, and that's they're gonna call it travel on Cominale. Didn't look that happy with that call. So both sides showing some frustration with the refs today. Now here's Matthews looking to tack on a little more for Salem State. Sean Bryan fakes, now goes in with it. No good there. Alexis corralling that rebound, and then Salem State gets it back.
Alexis got a little ahead of himself there. Both teams definitely trying to push it, but Alexis got going a little too quickly there and threw it away.
Back in the game now for Salem State, number 35, Drew Healy.
So
he replaces number 21, Tyreek McCauley.
Salem State now has the ball back. Passes in. Shaq Murray up with it.
Oh, good save from Murray, but it goes right to Ulrichsen.
Ulrichsen passes to Cominale. Shot from him from deep, no good. Fight for the ball between Jax and Bryan. Bryan comes up with it. Cannot make that shot there. Loses possession. Now Babson gets it back, and that's going to be a foul called there, as Jaworski got hit pretty hard.
Wild sequence there from both teams.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few of those this game. Deflections of the ball, skipping around, bouncing around.
Fouls called on Salem State's number 2, that's Sean Bryan.
Sean Bryan picks up the foul there, and that'll be Ulrichsen bringing the ball back for Babson. Ulrichsen to Jaworski, or to Cominale. Up with his Jax, that's good.
Great possession there from Babson. They Jax set multiple screens, and it sort of got Salem State to shift around a little too much, and it left him open under the basket for an easy 2.
Matthews goes up with it, but can't lose possession there. It's still gonna stay with Salem State. They'll take the ball under the hoop. It'll be Santos with the inbounds pass. Santos to Matthews.
Matthews has largely been the facilitator for this offense as he gets fouled.
He'll take 2 shots as he was going up for it. Rayshawn Matthews, senior guard from Boston, so veteran point guard, has shown himself to be the facilitator of this offense tonight. First shot is good there. Johnson was subbed back in.
Johnson, he replaces number 24, Andrew Jaworski.
Jaworski will take a seat. Second shot is good there from Matthews.
Salem State in their 2-2-1 full court zone.
And Johnson cannot go up, cannot make that shot there going up with it. Spin from Murray. Murray up, and that's good, and 1 from Shaq Murray. Nice move there to get to the basket. he'll take another shot. As Salem State's now opened up an 8-point lead, largest of the game for either team here.
Great agility there from Shaq Murray. Able to weave his way through the defense and finish through contact.
Second shot, no good. Alexis will corral that rebound. Alexis, now we're gonna get a timeout called there. So just under 12 minutes left to play. Babson looking to stem the momentum that Salem State has put up here. It seems like Babson's shots have not been falling as much this quarter.
Yeah, they've just, seems like Comanil got a couple good looks that usually go in for him that just didn't fall, and Salem State's managed to keep up their hot start in the first half and extend it into the second half, and that's largely been the difference so far.
So both teams talking it over here.
Babson also, as we were talking about, a lot more sloppy with the turnovers. Salem State's been a little more solid with the ball.
Yeah, then both teams have certainly, as I was saying, seen their fair share of balls deflected away. It seems like there have been quite a few adventures around the court. But Salem State's really picked it up. Certainly was the last few minutes. An 8-point lead, the largest, as the first half was mostly a back and forth affair. No team really opened up that great of a lead besides 3 or 4 points. So Salem State energized by their upset of Tufts yesterday, as they were down by 14 at the half there and ended up winning by 10. They're looking to win today and win that title. And we'll see if they can keep this lead going here. Both teams getting ready to send their players back on the court.
Yeah, definitely. Salem State showed yesterday against Tufts that they are a second half team, and they're showing that again today with a 8-point lead after being tied at halftime.
Outscored Tufts by 24 in the second half yesterday, so they are putting on the Jets here again against Babson. Now here's Ulrichsen. Babson looking to get on the board here. Alexis at the top.
Trying to isolate Jax on the weak side.
Jax helps lose.
Good double from Brian there.
Ulrichsen. And that's an and one there. So Ulrichsen will take a shot.
Strong finish from Ulrichsen. That was a great drive.
Foul was called on Salem State's number 35.
He'll be at the line. Shooting one.
Second.
And fighting for the rebound there. He's going to be tied up. Going to go back the way of Babson, or Salem State.
Ulrichsen playing with a little fire there. He really went after his own rebound there.
Now, here's Matthews at the top. Back to McCauley. McCauley to Matthews. Here's Santos.
Healy's got a mismatch inside. Matthews finds him.
There's Healy. Matthews from deep. That rims out. Jax gets that rebound.
Really smart defensive play there by Ulrichsen. He recognized that there was a mismatch inside, went to double, and left Matthews open, who's not a particularly prolific outside shooter, as Jax misses the 2-pointer there.
Now here's McCauley. Back to Santos, passing around the top. Santos looks for help. And a little nasty collision there. It looks at Matthews and Ulrichsen going for the ball. Just bonked into each other. They look both to be okay. Just a tiny bit shaken up. Ulrichsen will pick up the foul there. And Salem State will get the ball back after they wipe down the court. And Santos with the inbounds pass. Long pass to Brian. Brian goes in with it. Now goes back out. Matthews. Back to Brian. Brian open at the top. Good. And no, it looked like it was going in, but it spun out at the last minute. And now there's a little bit of a tangle up there. Jackson Healy really got into that one, rolled around on the ground. So aggressive tie-up from the big men there. It's going to go back to Babson. Emotions running a little high here, for sure. Jax is going to take a seat there. And now Ulrichsen bringing the ball up. Ulrichsen to Offering.
Offering did a good job in the first half in relief minutes for Jax.
Common nail up, no good.
He thought he was fouled, giving the ref an earful.
Deep shot there from Santos, no good. McCauley tries to tip it, but Johnson's gonna get that one.
And if I'm Babson, I'll take that pull-up three any day.
Offering tries to shoot from deep, cannot. Oh, Salem State, Matthews running it to McCauley, who was posted down there. Now Murray's gonna slow it down. We've gone under the 10-minute mark here, so we're over halfway in this second half. Murray goes up, and that's good. That's gonna go in from him. So
Murray went right at Offering there and finished over the top of him. Really athletic play there.
and here's Offering. Ulrichsen up, no good. But Babson really in an offensive drought here. And then the second half in general offensively. And that's gonna be a foul there.
As his shoe comes off.
Shaq Murray down, shoe is off.
He looks to be in a bit of pain. Looked like a rough landing.
So Murray now will go to the line after he reties his shoe, of course. So a few rough possessions here. His shoe's tied, so he'll now step to the line, take his foul shots. First shot there is good. Subbing back in is going to be Jaworski. Ulrichsen will take a seat on the bench.
Got a chance to make it a 10-point lead.
That one's good as well. So 10 points, largest lead of the game here for Salem State. Babson really struggling, only 10 points in this half.
Salem State going back to that full court zone, trying to get Babson to go out of control, but looks like they've slowed it down here.
Fake there from Offering. Kowarski's pass is stolen.
And just as I say that, it looks like Babson was not quite set up in their offense there, and it resulted in a turnover, but a big block there from Offering.
And now another turnover there. Murray's got it back. Just tries to slow it down a little bit, passes it off to Matthews.
Yeah, with 8 minutes left here, Salem State's definitely going to want to take its time on offense, get a good shot, try to run the clock down a little bit.
And here's Murray, slipping under the 8-minute mark on this possession. Matthews jumps in, and he is fouled. So nice play from him to get inside.
Matthews, the 5'10", 220 guard, strong penetrator. We've seen him do that several times today.
Now Matthews at the line, shooting two. First shot is no good there. Rims off the front. Matthews, second shot. That one's good. So 11-point lead now for Salem State. Or for Salem State. And that's going to be Jaworski in the corner. Rebound corralled by Oftring. Now Commondale, no good there either. Holding on, another tie-up. This time between Healy and Jaworski. So Healy really getting into the middle of everything here.
Babson offense sort of just taking the first available shot when while they're working against this full court zone. They need to slow it down and set up their offense. Try to get a better shot than what they've been getting. Although that Comondale 3, normally that'll go in for them.
Yeah, when luck's not on your side, when it seems like the rim has a cover over it, the hoop has a cover over it. It seems like Babson's felt like that this half.
And the only antidote to that is just getting to the basket and getting some high percentage looks inside, which they largely have not been doing, and that's resulted in them being down by 11 now.
So I'll get ready to pass it back in.
Looks like one of the refs is discussing the
now we're going to go into
foul count possibly, or the shot clock with the scorers table. It's hard to tell.
Not really sure at this point. Both coaches will use this as an opportunity to talk it over with their teammates, with their players. And Babson just looking to figure out some way, any way to pick up the offensive game here. They're certainly on the wrong side of this second half margin.
Yeah, after scoring 43 in the first half, they only have 10 so far. We're over halfway done with this second half.
So whatever confusion there was cleared up. We'll get set to resume action here. Alexis will pass it in.
They're looking for...
Jax has it. Back to Alexis. Alexis from deep. And that's good. Babson bench likes that one. They're ready to see their teammates start scoring again.
Sometimes all you need is just to see one shot fall. Let's see if the Babson offense can pick it up here. But first they have to get a stop.
Now here's Murray. Murray driving up. And that's going to be
big,
offensive?
Yeah, it looked like a charge. Big charge call there. Couldn't tell who stepped in there to take it, but they it effectively neutralized Murray's drive, and he's been a big factor in this offense so far. So that's a huge play for Babson.
Now Alexis to Jax. Alexis's pass is just blocked.
Great deflection from Brian. He came over on the help side.
Passing around. Shot there is no good. Oftring gets the rebound.
Santos showing a little signs of frustration that he missed that shot.
Now here's Commondale to Oftring. Oftring goes from deep. No good. So Matthews now takes it back. Matthews getting ready to slow it down. His coach advising to slow down. There's Brian to Santos. Inside to Murray. Murray takes it out. Matthews. Matthews from deep. That's good. Great shot, Matthews, with that nice three there for him.
Not a shot you usually see Matthews take, but he hit it that time.
Babson back to a 12-point lead. Sorry, Salem State.
And then Matthews comes back and takes a charge. Huge play.
So with just under 6 minutes left, 12-point lead, or 11-point lead.
Foul's called on pass number 2, Julian Alexis. That is his.
Just when it looked like Babson was going to take some momentum back, Matthews says, I'll take that right back for myself.
In the game now, replacing Julian Alexis, number 13, Brandon Johnson.
So huge charge there from Matthews, and he'll be taking the ball back. Running down some clock here. There's McCauley. There's Santos. Shot there is good. So Jack Murray comes up big again. 14-point lead now, and Babson starting to feel a little pressure here. Jax off to Ulrichsen, and it's stolen again, and Babson just getting sloppy with the ball now. There's Santos, and that one's blocked.
Big block from Jax.
Huge block. Ulrichsen's gonna run it 1-on-1.
4-on-1 the other way.
And that rims it.
Unable to convert. 4-on-1.
There's Santos to Matthews. And now Matthews gonna slow it down, so we're under 5 minutes here.
Sort of indicative of their entire half there. Babson had a 4-on-1 break and they were unable to score.
Shot from Matthews is no good. Jax corrals that. Here's Cominale. Cominale, he draws the foul. So he'll get 2 shots. Both teams now in the bonus anyway. Cominale fouled in the act of shooting, so he'll be at the line. And for Babson, big opportunity to pick up 2 points with the clock stop. So got to make these to keep going here. First one no good there from Cominale.
Cominale been very cold this quarter. He's a 93% free throw shooter. And he missed that first one.
Cominale had a big first half. He has not carried that over to the second half.
Yeah, I don't think he's made a 3 this whole half. Or maybe even any basket other than those free throws.
Now here's Matthews. Murray. At the top. There's Bryant. That's tipped
Another
away,
block from
stolen.
Jax.
Stolen by Jax. Cominale. There's Johnson inside. That's going to be good. That's good there from Brandon Johnson. So we're going to get a timeout called here. So about 3 minutes, 3+ minutes left to play. Tufts 70, sorry, not Tufts. Salem State 70, Babson 59. So Babson really just struggling to get anything going. What do you think they have to do if they want to have any chance of coming back in this short time? Is it over for them? What are your thoughts?
Well, they just need to get quick shots, and they need to hope that one of their guys or all of them can get hot here in the last just under 4 minutes to go, and they're down 11. They just need to, really try to pressure the Salem State offense and try to, force some steals, force some mistakes, try to get some easy, quick baskets on the other end.
Salem State playing a very clean second half so far. What have you liked about their game?
Well, Matthews and Murray have both been huge for them on offense. Healy was pretty active in the first half, but he hasn't had too much going for him this half, and Murray and Matthews have both picked up the slack. We've seen Matthews, he even hit a 3. He's not usually a three-point shooter, but he's heated up, and Murray's done a little bit of everything for them. He's really been pressuring ball handlers on when they're on defense, and he's been scoring in volume on the offensive side.
So we'll get set to resume here. Just under 4 minutes left. And final game of the weekend. Just want to thank everyone for tuning in for all the JumboCast action we've brought you of these 4 exciting weekend games. We hope you've enjoyed watching them as much as we've enjoyed broadcasting them. So we'll see how this tournament turns out with just under 4 minutes left.
It's by no means over for Babson. This is not an insurmountable lead.
As we saw in the first half, they have the ability to score quickly. So they don't lack for firepower offensively, but they're just very cold right now. So McCauley now to Santos. To Murray. Santos. 3 is no good there.
And that's exactly what Babson wants. That's a tough step-back fadeaway 3 from Santos, and now Babson gets a chance to go the other way with it.
Jax fighting his way inside. And that's good from him.
That's exactly what Babson needs to do. They got a nice inside look from Jax, one of their best players, against a shorter defender in McCauley. And now they've cut the lead to 9 with 3 minutes to go.
Now here's Murray. Cannot make that one. It's going to go back the Salem State side. So tough break there for Babson.
Shot clock at 11 here. Salem State's going to have to get a quick shot off.
There's McCauley. Tip there by Commonale. Tips it away. That's going to go back to Salem State.
Smart play from Commonale there. He's putting Salem State back on their own baseline, and they only have 2 seconds on the shot clock to shoot.
So they'll have to act quickly here. We'll see what happens.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just tried to chuck it to Healy, their largest player. Oh, there it is.
Healy did not seem to know how much was on the shot clock because he passed it right back. Maybe he thought he had enough time. That's going to be a shot clock violation. It's going to be Babson ball. So another good play for Babson, good possession there. Now Ulrichsen.
Jax again with a slight height mismatch on McCauley. Let's see if they work it in.
Johnson, he makes it. So Babson has some life here.
And
Only down by 6 now.
Yeah, just like that. 2.5 minutes ago, a 6-point game.
And we're going to get a timeout called now.
Head coach Chris Harvey needs to talk it over with his guys.
Babson fired up there. So exactly what we were just talking about. 2 possessions where Salem State forced into bad shots or non-ideal outcomes, and Babson quick inside shot and a quick 3 there. So. Yeah. Key to success for them working out.
Johnson stepping up there and just shooting it with confidence. It's what's Babson's largely been missing so far this half. And but they have 2.5 minutes to try to cut this 6-point lead. We'll see what they come out in. I wouldn't be surprised if they went into a press or something a little more aggressive to try to force a Salem State mistake.
So. Salem State breaks from their huddle. Babson still talking it over. They'll be ready to go in a minute. The final 2 minutes and 26 seconds of this game. Babson trying for a late comeback here. They're off to a good start so far.
And Salem State does not have Sean Bryan in the game, who's largely been one of the big defensive disruptors for their team. Interesting decision. Looks like Babson's going to just kind of sit back in their usual half-court defense. Try to play straight up.
There's Healy. Santos. Santos passes right into Commonale, so turnover there.
Good rotation there from Babson.
Here's Jax. Jax to Ulrichsen.
He thought about it. Probably a good decision to not shoot that.
Ulrichsen goes in. No good there. That's going to go back to Babson. So mistake there to touch that one and drop it from Healy.
And Babson gets a fresh shot clock here.
So refs convening, talking about something.
I bet they're talking about whether or not the ball hit the rim and whether the shot clock.
Back in the game now for Salem State, number 2, Sean Bryan. He replaces number 11.
And now Sean Bryan back in, so both teams bringing out their A lineups for this end of the game.
Looks like they're taking Murray out, who's not as good of a defender as Bryan is.
And so now refs will convene at the scorer's table. Not entirely sure what this is about, but as you said, it could be an issue with the ball and shot clock discrepancy.
Yeah, it looked like Ulrichsen's shot there on the last possession kind of looked like it grazed the rim, but it seems like the refs are trying to figure out whether it did indeed touch the rim or not, and whether or not the shot clock. Oh yeah, and there goes the shot clock down to 13 seconds. So I guess they decided the shot did not hit the rim.
So Babson's still with the ball, shortened shot clock though.
13 seconds is still plenty of time for them to get a good look here. Let's see what they do.
Commonale in the corner, no good there. Johnson gets that rebound. Commonale.
Fresh 30.
Goes in. That's good. 4-point game now.
Cominel finally manages to get it inside. He's left a lot of outside shots short, but he finally got to the basket there and finished.
So now Matthews to Brian. Brian spins, goes up. No good there. So Jax has it, and Babson, the comeback is in full motion here. Johnson up with it. That comes up just short. Healy holds on to it. Jax tries to pick it off. So now Salem State will take it under the minute mark here. So Matthews now with the ball.
I'm surprised Babson isn't fouling here. The ball is in the hands of Matthews, not a great free throw shooter, but they're electing to play straight up here.
7 seconds left. It's going to go back to Salem State off the tip.
Looks like 6 seconds left on the shot clock. And they're going to bring Murray in.
Murray and Brian trade places again.
Wouldn't be surprised if this went into either Murray's or Matthews.
Matthews with the mid-range, no good. Now it's Salem State who's gotten cold. Babson almost loses it.
Risky pass there from Johnson.
That's going to be a foul. And Salem State's coach crossed the line there.
Up and down the sideline.
Yeah.
He was not happy. Neither was the entire Salem State bench.
Number 10, Rayshon Matthews, his second, teammate.
And
number 21,
Commondale, the 93% free throw shooter, to the line here. Could cut the lead to 2.
First shot for Babson is good. 3-point game now. Salem State hasn't had a basket in at least 2 or 3 minutes here. They've been at 70 for a while now. Now we're going to get a timeout called here for Babson. So as we said, or as you said, the game isn't over, and it certainly is not. A 2-point game, 36 seconds left. And for a team that, we spent a lot of this half saying how they were offensively kind of dead in the water, Babson really found it through what I think defensive possessions really were the key for them. Yeah, they had multiple possessions in a row. They either forced a turnover or a bad shot, and really the only difference was they were able to capitalize at the other end. They had contributions from Johnson, who hit a 3. Also, Jax had a layup or 2, and Commondale finally getting going after a pretty quiet second half. And suddenly it's a 2-point game with 36 seconds left. And it seemed like Salem State just got complacent kind of at the wrong time. And Babson was ready to capitalize on that. So both teams now drawing up their end game strategy here. It's going to be Salem State ball. Who's it go to? If you're Salem State, you try to run it down a little bit, or you get to Murray? For sure, if I'm Salem State, I'm trying to run the clock down as much as possible. Anticipating a foul, maybe? I wouldn't be surprised if it went to Matthews if they fouled, because Matthews isn't a great free throw shooter. But if I'm Salem State, I want to get the ball to Murray and see what he can do with it. Maybe run a pick and roll with him and Healy. All right, so we will see. Santos gets ready to inbounds the ball. Babson finally going into this full court press. Looks like they're in a bit of a man-to-man kind of trap action. Santos up to McCauley. It's going to be the foul called there. So 2 shots now. Good play there from Jax to get the foul off. That was a 2-on-1 easy layup waiting to happen, but he managed to stop the play.
Line for Salem State, number 21, Tyreek McCauley. Back into the game now for the Vikings, number 2, Sean Bryant.
McCauley only a 59% free throw shooter this season, so probably a good person to foul. He makes his first one, so big shot there. Still a 3-point game. Trying to make it a 2-possession game here. Second one also good. Clutch free throws there from McCauley. Now Babson. And now Babson doesn't need to get a 3 off here. If they can get a quick 2, that would be equally good. Jack's looking. And here, yep. Jaworski up with it. That's 2.
So Andrew Jaworski brings it back to within 2. Now about 21 seconds left. 2-point game here. Salem State just narrowly clinging on to a 2-point lead. And so they'll have the ball here. So same game plan for them.
I think so. I think Babson just needs to try to force a turnover, and if they can't get that immediately, then they need to go for a foul. Keep extending this game. And even if Salem State goes down and makes 2 free throws, there's still 20 seconds left. If Babson can just get off an easy 2, an easy layup, then they'll take that and just keep extending this game. If they take a 3, that's sort of a game-ending shot, right? Because if they miss it, then they have to foul, and then suddenly they're down 4, and they have to. And Salem State has 2 free throws. But if they just keep extending the game with layups, easy layups, then I think they should take that. And then obviously when the clock runs out, they should be hopefully shooting a 3 if that's what the scoreboard dictates. But
So Salem State sends their 5 back onto the court. Babson still talking over. And we will get set to resume here as soon as Babson breaks from their timeout huddle.
Healy is out of the game. He looks like he's either in a little bit of discomfort. Maybe he's injured or just fatigued from the game. But he's got his head down on the bench there, not super great body language.
Babson running with a little bit, or Salem State running with a little smaller lineup without Healy right now. Santos trying to get it into Brian, back to Santos. Santos running with it, and he gets fouled, so couldn't escape the foul there. With 17 seconds left, he'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Santos is a 77% free throw shooter so far this year. Not ideal if you're Babson to get him to the line, but they had to foul.
And he misses his first one. So he will have an opportunity, but cannot be more than a 1-possession game at this point. Second one is good.
So now if you're Babson, looks like a timeout.
And we're gonna get another timeout called. So Babson now with the ball. So what do? Do they try to get the quick layup?
I think here you have to go for the quick layup and make it a 1-point game, and then try to foul quickly and send whoever it is from Salem State to the line with some high-pressure free throws. I think if you take a 3 here, you're just risking a little too much. 17 seconds is still plenty of time for a couple back-and-forth possessions, but I think Babson will come out and try to hopefully get a quick 2 here, and if they can't, maybe they'll try to set up something for a 3.
Yeah, no, certainly aren't looking to, they don't want to, just commit to overtime just yet. They're trying to wait it here in regulation.
Exactly.
So Salem State now back on the floor. Healy back in the game. So for defensive possession, he'll be out there, and Murray will be on the bench. With all these timeouts, Salem State getting a little creative with their lineup. And here comes Babson. So 17 seconds left to play, and we will get set to see the exciting conclusion to this game.
Salem State has Healy and McCauley in to try to collect this defensive rebound if Babson is to miss.
So here's Jaworski. And now it's going to be another timeout. So what do you think the point of calling a timeout is here right now? Just to keep talking?
They just wanted to advance the ball there. So they burned about 3 seconds, but they got the ball onto their own half. So they
set up. Yeah.
I bet they're drawing up a play to try to get a quick inbound into maybe a Comendale shot, or maybe a post up for Jax. But yeah, the purpose of that, I think, was just to advance the ball, get them in a better position down here, because if you're inbounding down under your own hoop, you kind of have to set up your offense while you're transitioning to the offensive half of the court. So I think probably a smart decision from the Babson head coach.
So 15 seconds left now. Babson down by 3, but they have the ball. Jaworski looking to inbounds it to Jax. Jax.
Looking for Comendale, but he wasn't there.
There's Ulrichsen.
8 seconds.
Time really growing short. Comendale double teamed, has to hoist up a shot. Salem State's got it. They got a foul, and Babson does. So not a good offensive possession there. Comendale's shot was not even close.
Comendale looked like he shot that while he thought he was getting fouled, hoping to get 3 shots at the line, but it didn't work out for him.
So now the Babson comeback seems to be on life support.
Looked like Babson kind of panicked there, a little bit of a broken play. It looked like Jax was trying to get it to Comendale, but unable to, and then the play kind of broke down from there.
Salem State looking to ice this game right now. Make the first one, so 2-possession game with 1.8 seconds left. It's gonna be tough now for Babson to come back. Makes the second one. Always thought you should just miss it right there, and you know. Well, the game is over. And 1.8 seconds was not enough to get Babson back. So the final score here is Salem State 75 and Babson 70. So Salem State is the winner of the Big Four Challenge. Congratulations to them. Played an excellent game. Babson played an excellent game as well. Really came back into it at the end, despite having a very cold first 15 minutes of the half. Offensively, they came back with the 5 minutes left and showed their strength and almost end up tying the game.
Yeah, Salem State really coming together as a team to sort of stop the bleeding, stop that Babson run towards the end there, and come away with the win.
So Salem State wins and dethrones the reigning Big Four champion Babson. So that's going to do it here from Cousins Gymnasium. Salem State victors today. And from all of us at JumboCast, thank you for tuning in, watching all 4 of these games. We'll be back next weekend for some Tufts women's basketball and some Tufts men's basketball in the week following. But thank you again, and enjoy your Sunday afternoon. From JumboCast, I'm Alec.
I'm Harris.
Thank you for watching.